All right, it's been a few days since the last video when you saw the snow. The snow is all gone. Kind of sad, but it is what it is. What is that shiny thing? Oh, it's CO2 cartridge. When we came in, we was parked right there. Remember I said I didn't want to back up and run over that fire pit? There it is. Still a little bit of snow on the other side that the sun hasn't hit. Not much. But all the snow here is gone. All up in the woods is gone. Winter wonderland's over. Anywho, I thought I'd get out, tromp up through there. I know what's there. Well, actually, it's over here. If you go up the woods to the top of that ridge and drop off the other side, you're at that other campground it's an actual campground that I use quite often. It's got that great lake view right on the edge of the bluff. It's just right on the side of that hill. But let me pause this. I'm gonna tromp my way up through there and just see what I can find. I'll bring you back here in a little bit. All right, I want to show you this real quick. We're just camped right down there. Walked up this little trail, which actually used to be a drive, because there was no home right here. There's nothing left of it now. But see, this is all hilly terrain. We're still on this flat piece that was a drive. Then there's a hill, then all of a sudden it gets real flat. You'll notice there's a little bit of brick left right there. Years ago, there used to be no house sitting here. Still some of the brick. I'm not sure what that would have been. It looks like it might have been steps. Just the way the bricks are put together. Yeah, this flat area right here, old house used to be here. Little remnants of it left, you know. Looks like a little bit of foundation there. Right there's a little bit of foundation. Oh, I actually forgot I was standing on it. But anyway, wouldn't that have been an awesome place to have a house? Kind of high up. Theoretically, the water would never get up here to you. If it gets this high, you got other things to worry about. But having that awesome view of the lake. Most of these trees are new. That one, that one might have been about the size of this one when this house was here. But that little tree, all these little trees, this one right here, these wasn't here. So picture, I mean, even way out through there, all these little skinny old trees, they wasn't here. That one probably wasn't. Them two might have been. But anyway, just picture all these trees gone. So this is kind of cleared out. They had, you know, a little yard, a little access, great view. Now these three, I would say, were definitely there. They're probably 100 plus years old, them three. The only true way to tell is either take a core sample or be able to see the rings, because there could have been, it depends on how tight the growth rings are. Now if they're really tight, that's the older the tree is. But there could have been a spurt. You know, they could have grew fast for about 10 or 15 years where the rings are really wide apart. So it's really not, you can't really look at a tree and get a definite idea of the age, but you can get a general idea. Them are at least 100 years old. 100 plus probably. I'm sure it's more than that. But really we'd have to see the growth rings to know for sure. Anyhow, try not to ramble. Try not to make it an hour long like last time. You can see this flat little section here. That used to be the drive. It continues on up through there. I'm going to shut the camera off and walk that away. All right, we've came to another old structure. Now we're camped way off the backside of that hill down there. We walked up. And this structure here, well, it's nothing left. I'm calling it a structure. It's remnants. But I think it would have set right in this general area right here. And I see right over there a little bit of concrete or brick or something. Here comes the armadillo. You see him? See the armadillo? Yes, we have armadillos in Kentucky. He's just out scavenging, looking for something to eat. They won't bother you unless they're rabbit. So he's scared of me. He's running off. He's going down in that structure there. People don't know that armadillos has come up this far north. You know, everybody thinks they're Florida, Alabama, and all that. Now they're up here. They're made it all the way up in Illinois, actually. But anyway, back to the structure. With it being pretty much flat right here, all this is flat, and I see some concrete or whatever in that corner. Pretty sure the structure set right here. I don't know what it was, because this one has a lot of concrete. It looked like it was cinder block wall, like you can see right there. Looked like they tried to make it kind of decorative, but I don't feel like it was a house. Now they had concrete back in them days. Now you got to remember, there was homes, all these hillsides. I mean, for miles, all down that way, down through there, and back behind us. This is all, people lived out here, farms, and just, I don't know, I wouldn't call them city folks, but they didn't really farm, but they had homes out here. They was here in the 20s and 30s, and right up to the 40s, and then the government ran them out. They claimed they bought them, but they just pretty much said, here, this is what you get, and run them off. Just if you get bored, do research on Land Between the Lakes and TVA. Yeah, did them folks wrong. But, you know, that was a long time ago, said and done. Pretty much every one of them folks where they are. Almost all them folks are dead and gone now. But anyway, let's not get off on that. So yeah, there were structures here, and they had concrete in the 20s, 30s. You know, concrete's been around forever. They've even found concrete back from the early 1800s. Now, it's not the same as what we have today. Structurally wise, it wasn't as strong as what we make now, but it's been around forever. So, I don't really know I don't feel like this was a home here. I believe it was pretty good size. It wasn't like an old pump house or nothing like that, because it stretched way over there. So I don't even want to try to guess what it might have been. I don't know. But we come into, if you'll notice this well-defined trail right here. This is an established trail. It's not super old. Oh, it's been here for years, but it's not like 1920s. But you'll see the mark on the tree. This is the white trail. This leads you back out to the north-south trail, the paved one out by the highway. Pretty good hike. It'd take you a minute from out here. It's going to take you a while, probably the whole day to get out there to the highway. But they got trails like this all over these woods. Got the blue. I hear you, Mr. Armadillo. Where'd you go? He was right behind me. I heard the leaves rustling. Where you at, fella? Y'all seen? I heard the leaves right behind me. I don't know. He ain't gonna hurt nobody. They don't bother nobody. Unless they're diseased. Just like a raccoon. Old raccoon or possum, they won't bother you either. Unless they're rabid or, you know, got some kind of disease. I'm not saying you should run up and try to pet one, but they're not gonna chase you down and eat your leg either. Now, I'm not using my microphone. We're coming up on top of this hill, so wind might be a little strong. I'm trying to find, oh, here it is, right in front of me. Another structure right over here. These woods are full. I mean, it's everywhere. They have structures. Some homes, some other, I don't know actually what it was, like this in here. I'm not 100% sure what this was. I don't feel like it was a home. Could have been. Now I'm standing on it right now. I apologize if the wind's bad. I don't have my microphone. Just see the concrete right there, and it goes all the way around, way over there. And you can't see it now, but it goes way back there. I think this was, I really don't know. You see the cinder block there. People's hikes the trail. I'm trying to turn my back to the wind. I got my microphone in my pocket, I just don't have it on. There's a campfire ring. Hikers have camped out here. Probably youngins hooting and hollering and drinking, probably been out here, but I really don't know what this structure was. I don't want to say it was a home because I really don't know. And it could have been. Could have been a home on a concrete foundation, but I just don't see any viable source of having like a small farm here, even if it's just running cows. I mean, you run cows in the hills, but maybe that's what they was doing. I don't know. Yeah. But that's all the little structures that I know of on this point right here. There's a bunch. I don't know if you can see, there's a little bit of water, there's a bay right there, and there's more woods. I know where 4 or 5 is over in them woods, but I'm not gonna hike over there today. As you can see, the sun's getting low in the sky. It's about 3:30. And I'm just not gonna make that journey today, because I gotta be at work tomorrow. I'm gonna shut her down early today. But I'm gonna pause this old camera, walk down to that point, take a look, see what we can see. Alright, I did find a geological marker that I didn't know was here. I know where a lot of them are. I didn't know there was one on this point. And I've been all over this little patch of woods here and never seen it. But I'm going to show it to you now. The wind's blowing so hard, probably be some wind noise, but bear with me. In case you couldn't read it, it says Tennessee Valley Authority Survey Marker. For more information, write to the Chief Engineer, Wilson Camilla. Useful monument, please preserve. And then it has the like number of it, identification number. Never knew that was there. I've actually camped right down here on this point and never knew. That's the reason I just keep coming out here. I say I've been all over these woods, every inch of them, and I feel like I have. Obviously I haven't, but I bet I've been over 80% of it. I mean, I've been up and down these hills and hollers, and over there up and down them hills and hollers, and oh man. Well, you figure years, pretty much my whole life coming out here, tromping around. I've been on almost every bit of it. But every time I come out here, I see something different. Now in the summer, when everything's green, both thickets are growing, leaves got trees on, or trees got leaves on them. Said that backwards. It's harder to find things, harder to see things. But in the fall and winter, I mean, they just present themselves. They show you where they are, and it's pretty neat. Finding that marker's got me looking at the ground now. I don't want to look up. But that established campsite I use a lot, right on the bluff, where I can look out at the lake. It's just, I probably won't be able to see it. This little piece of land goes out that way and it bends back around. It's right on the back side of that bend. And that view of the water we're looking at is right there. We look out across that bay and out through there. So now you kind of got to lay of the land a little bit. I got a pretty good old hike back to the van. We're the way the bird flies, we're probably not 30 minutes away, but because these hills up and down, around, all this blow down and all that, I got about an hour walk back to the van. So I'm not gonna dilly-dally too long. I'm gonna hang out here another minute or so. I'm gonna head back to the van. But I'm gonna pause this, and if I stumble across anything else, I'll go ahead and show it to you. All right, I made it back to the van. I don't know if the sun's glaring, I don't know if you can see it or not. It's sitting right there. I've actually got my microphone on because the wind is ripping. I'm facing the wind, so I don't know how bad it's going to be. But whenever we left the van, we went up through the woods, went up through there. But I got on the other side. I was going to come back through the woods and change my mind. I walked the shoreline from way over there and came back around. Made it back to the van. It takes, it's probably about 15 minutes less than what it would have been coming through the woods. I don't know if you recognize this area, but from the last video, we walked down that way, dropped down on the shoreline on some tire tracks, and walked through here. And we came around, went right around that point. That's that bluff I showed you where I said I always find arrowheads. Then we turned around, came back this way. But it was all covered in snow, so it looks a little different. I'm just kind of re-showing you the same area again. Is that an eagle? The sun's so bad I can't see if I'm showing her or not. Eagle flying up there. Let me see if I can get him. Where's he at? There he is. See him? That's pretty cool. Yeah, I just kind of showing you this this area, what it looks like when it's not covered in snow, kind of its natural state, I guess I can call it. I don't know, but I don't know how to word it. I don't want to say it looks ugly right now, because it's never ugly out here to me. It's always beautiful, but it just looks kind of blah, blah. But in the summer, when everything greens up, leaves on the trees, and all the birds are running around, man, it's just so beautiful out here. And the other day when it was snowing, we was walking around, I forgot to show you, but there had been coyotes. I just saw a track, made me think of it. There had been coyotes that went all around the van, up in the woods. I followed the tracks a little bit. I didn't record it because I just planned on just kind of poking my head at them and be done with it. But I got sidetracked to follow them. Anyway, they went around the van. Looked like it might have been two, because one set of tracks is a little bigger than the other. So I think there was two coyotes. They very seldom run by themselves. They're usually in a pack of 4, sometimes 5. But I have seen them running in a pair. But anyway, they went around the van, in wide circles. They was probably smelling my food in the van, but they was sniffing around out here probably. But one of them went up in the woods and cut across. I didn't follow it to the woods. I come back down, went up there and threw my trash away. I noticed a set of tracks coming out of the woods up there, so it must have went through the woods. Then they come down to the water line. There was tracks all over. But anyway, what made me think of that? See a big old. It's single. This is one coyote. That's canine track. I'm not going to get into all that, how I know it's a canine or a coyote. It could have been a dog. I very seriously doubt that. Stray dog ain't going to be way out here where I'm at. He'd be more closer to the park, where people picnic and the walking trails over there. He'd be closer to that. He wouldn't be way out here. So I'm pretty confident that's a coyote. But I do know it's canine track. And maybe one day we'll get into that, how I can tell canine from the bobcats. We got bobcats all around out here. I see them quite often. Actually, I haven't seen none this weekend, but I usually see them quite often. They got certain areas to hang out in. Maybe one of these days when I'm bored and I'm rambling along and rattling my jaw about nothing, I'll show you how you can tell the difference between a canine and a bobcat or a mountain lion or whatever. We don't have no mountain lions out here. Do got panthers. I think that probably in 10 years I've seen one panther out here. And people don't know, they don't believe Kentucky has animals like that, but we do. Now, years ago, we didn't. Here I am getting off on that rant. Well, I'm going to do this. I'm going to make it a short one. I promise. People don't think Kentucky has them type of animals, but we do. Now, years ago, we didn't have, panthers and bears and blah, 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 blah. But the population down south, like Florida and Alabama and Louisiana, all them places that have these type of animals, like the armadillo, the panther, all them old, what I call tropical animals. They're not really tropical. This is what I call them. The areas are getting so populated down south, deep down south, like Florida and Alabama and Louisiana, all that, Georgia. It's getting so populated that they're running out. They're getting ran out of their home. There's no land left for them, and so they're moving. They're coming up to trying to find places like big forests and areas that there ain't so many people. And they've learned to overcome and adapt, like the weather and stuff like that. So they're creeping up here. Now, we've always had bobcats, but I've noticed they're getting a lot more. I think some of them from down below us are coming up here. Just now it's starting to get... Now, Eastern Kentucky's full of bear. I'm more Central Kentucky. We've seen a bear every now and then. Mainly, I think they're coming out of Tennessee, old black bear, where I think they're coming from. But starting to get more sightings of them. And they're coming up here because, this is free territory. For years, this part of Kentucky, Eastern Kentucky's got bear all over it, but this part, I haven't had no bear. Now they're coming up here and realizing, hey, there's nobody here to challenge us, no other bears. We got all this to ourselves. So they're starting to creep up here. We're having more sightings. And the armadillo's been here for several years. We've had armadillo probably 5 or 6 years now, something like that. When it first started, you might see 1, 2. Occasionally you'll see one on the road got run over. Just very seldom. Now it's every day you'll see at least 2 or 3 that got run over. Like today, I didn't see 2. Saw one I showed you up in the woods, and then when I come around the shoreline behind me, the sun's in my back, but I'll go ahead and turn around. When I was coming around that shoreline, there was one down there getting me a drink of water. So that's 2 I've seen today already. And they're already making up Illinois. People up in Illinois are starting to see them. So they've learned to adapt to the cold weather. They're moving on up. But the point of all this rambling is, I said I wasn't going to ramble about it, is, we got critters and this whole forest is alive. People just don't know it. They don't get out here and stomp around and explore like I do. Anyhow, I'm going to pause this video because I can get on some rants and talk for days. I'm going to pause this video. It's getting pretty late in the afternoon. I really don't know what time it is. I ain't got my watch on right now. I'm going to kick my shoes off, get in the house there. Yes, I call it my house because technically it is. Need to do a little straightening up, cleaning up. I need to go back to the cabin and get my vacuum cleaner. I got one of them rechargeable vacuum cleaners. It's got an actual brush on it. It spins, it sweeps and all that. It does an excellent job. I need to start getting that carpet clean before it gets too out of control. And I need to wipe down. Anybody who lives in an RV or a van or whatever, it don't matter how clean you are, things get dusty and dirty. You come out to places like this and open your door or whatever. It just happens. Ain't nothing you can do about it. So I need to do a good wipe down in there. Starting to get a little dusty. Straighten up, make my bed. I need to change the sheets on my bed. I hate doing that. Just about as bad as I hate washing dishes. Anywho, I'm going to just go in there and settle in for the evening, get cleaned up, and dig around and see what I'm going to eat for supper. Anyway, I'll probably see you folks in the morning. Get up and go to work. We'll ride out of here together. I'll see you later. All right, my dear friends. It's been a great time out here at this camp spot. We'll definitely come back and visit it again. but it is time to go. It's early in the morning. It is 4:15. I got up a little bit early, just so I can get out here and not have to rush, or just in case, there's a limb on the road or whatever, give myself plenty of time. I decided to leave a little bit early. I gotta be at work today. No big rush. So anyway, it's been a great time here. Really enjoyed it. I will definitely come back to this spot again. I put it on my list, and that's about it. I'm just gonna let the camera roll a little bit on the way out of these woods, and that's probably why I'll end this video. So I just want to say thank you to all my friends and family and subscribers, everyone who hangs out with me. I really tried to make this one a short video. I'm horrible about them being 30 and 40 minutes long, an hour long. I really promise you I tried to make this one shorter. Anyway, I'm gonna shut up. I want to thank everyone for subscribing, hanging out with me. I really appreciate it. It means a lot. I'm just gonna go ahead and say it now. I'm gonna let the camera run so you can see the way out of here. Because when we came in, it was all covered in snow. So I'm gonna go ahead and say my ending statement. Get out there and enjoy life. Don't waste it, because it goes by fast. Until I talk to you again, God bless you.